Hey, this is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling with Platinum versus Impact Wrestling. This is from April 15th, 2021. And I gotta say, being back on Thursday has really put a fresh coat of paint on things. I think ending with that rather long press conference was absolutely the right way to go. And the importance that they're putting on this match between Kenny Omega and Richard Swann and addressing a bunch of elephants in the room. I too would have just assumed, oh, there's not going to be a decisive winner in this thing. The fact that they're putting all those things out front in press conference form, I think, is really smart. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the show. And then we had some very Impact-ish moments, some good wrestling, as well as some kind of inexplicably weird stuff, but that's part of Impact as well. I really like the thing they did with Jazz's retirement. I thought that was a classy move and an unexpected way to go about it. In fact, the only thing I can say that I out and out hated was Scott D'Amore's fucking piece of shit Kim Jong-un haircut. My God, did he look fucking dumb. Beyond that, match number one had Josh Alexander against TJP. And the Josh Alexander push seems like it's beginning here. He wins with his move, Divine Intervention. The match is a very good one. I really loved the story that they were telling. Like I said, it was a very Impact-y kind of match where they're fighting for their various submission holds, and Josh Alexander wouldn't give up, and eventually won. I thought that was very effective. We had another Taylor Wilde vignette. This time we got to see her face, though, and that's really wonderful stuff. Impact really does have that nice tie-in to their history, which is good because they're bookended by TNA Impact stuff all the time on the programming. So why not bring back somebody from before? The second match was Carl Anderson with Doc Gallows at ringside with Crazy Steve with Decay there. Carl Anderson. So I think it's safe to say the Decay push feels like it's kind of ending. I know that's one of those knee-jerk kind of wrestling reactions, but I'm just, they never really gave Black Toros they had him lose, and it just feels like they don't know what to do with Decay right now. And that is what it is. I mean, you can't keep everybody in the roster going, can you? But Black Taurus, I thought, was given one of the best debuts going, and then nothing really came of it. In fact, Sammy Guevara, who caught a lot of hell going like, they didn't like any of my ideas at Impact, so I'm just not going to be there. It ended up, I think, Sammy G made the right move. Nonetheless, then we have Ace Austin, who I got to see in action in Tampa, and I was very impressed by. And Madman Fulton, who had a great match recently with Logan Creed, visiting Swingers Palace. What are my odds of walking out still the champion? They have a little. This was an interesting way to go about this idea of Ace Austin defending his title at the pay-per-view. Swinger gives him some pretty bad odds, and TJP and Alexander walk in and talk about their odds. So I think it's kind of an interesting end around to get into this discussion and more discussion about the pay-per-view, which I am not mad about. In fact, I'm going to go out of my way to watch this pay-per-view, not for the least reason. That main event is very appealing to me. Petey Williams, speaking of old names coming back, and he's dressed as little Petey Pump, which is ridiculous, and he cuts a Steiner Math kind of promo. It's ridiculous. The girls are just like selling the ridiculousness of it, and Alexander likes the odds based on Petey Williams math. It's ridiculous, but very Impact, and I ain't mad at it. Eddie Edwards, who gets bigger and bigger by the day. It's especially poignant since Davey Richards is coming back, his old tag team partner in wrestling, and Davey Richards looks like $1 million. But Eddie Edwards is there with Willie Mack because they're here to talk about Violent by Design. They're out here to make things right because Violent by Design attacked Tommy Dreamer. If Rich wasn't at the conference, meaning Richard Swan, he would be there with them, and they're looking for a fight. And they say, take an ass whooping like a man, Eric Young. I thought Eric Young was hurt. But here comes Violent by Design. Young said it was beautiful when they took out Dreamer. He does not apologize for it in the least. He told Eddie he was going to hurt him and take his world title. But they're saying standing there right now, they had nothing to do with Dreamer's attack. Edwards doesn't believe him. James Storm and Chris Sabin join the party to even the odds. And it's mayhem in the Impact Zone. They brawl. They fight off Violent by Design. Storm challenges them to a match at Rebellion. Sorry about your damn luck. All right. Scott D'Amore catches up with Deonna Purrazzo and Susan. He tells them they're not allowed to go to the ring to interrupt Jazz's retirement ceremony. Deonna says they weren't planning on it anyway. Tennille Dashwood has a talk show. It's all about me. They talk to Gia Miller. They talk about how Gia started the women's revolution, but hasn't become champion yet. Ooh, a diss there. And when she faces Deonna, it'll be all about her. Miller's confused if she's the host. Apparently not. Weird. Jazz's retirement ceremony. I thought this was a good bit of business here. Really nice thing that they did. And kind of a cool idea. I gotta say, I love original booking ideas, and this idea that Jazz is there and Jordan is there, and then Fire and Flava act like bitches, and so they make a match, a non-title match for and Jazz and Jordan Grace go over. So she gets to go out a winner, and they say, well, you won this kind of non-title match, but Jazz is now officially retired, and so she says she'll pick the partner, and she has somebody in mind to team with Jordan Grace against Fire and Flava. Really cool, different kind of segment. I really liked it. Matt Cardona he's on the entrance ramp. He chose Jake Something as the poison for Myers, right? But Brian Myers beats Jake Something with his version of the clothesline that they call the roster cut. And then Sami Callihan attacks Matt Cardona. They have a match, a really good match, and Sami Callihan pokes him in the eye when the ref isn't looking and manages to win with a package pile driver. Then cuts a promo about how he took out that piece of trash, and then he wants to talk to Trey Miguel. This was a nice sort of like one thing leading into another bit. I did not mind it at all. Trey Miguel comes. Sami Callihan basically offers him a hand, like, let me help you. Trey says no. And Sammy takes out Trey with a steel chair and leaves him laying, but he won't stay down. Good segment all around, segueing to the next thing. Finn Juice does a promo. They've enjoyed watching the Good Brothers struggle since Finn Juice beat them for the tag titles. So Finn Juice list off their own achievements as both as singles and tag team wrestlers. And they prove themselves to be the number one tag team in the world. In Rebellion, they're going to prove it again. Matt Striker and D'Lo Brown run down the Rebellion card. So here's the Rebellion card that they've set up. And it's not for this weekend, but the weekend after, I believe, which is good because this weekend I'm watching that Jake Paul, Ben Askren boxing match. Sorry. I love boxing and I love all the drama and hoopla. I really like Ben Askren and I would really love to see Jake Paul get his face beat in. So I'm watching that shit. But the week after, I'm definitely watching this. I'm definitely watching the Rebellion, that is. So we're going to have Sami Callihan and Trey Miguel in a last man standing. Makes some sense. The Good Brothers, they hope that the Good Brothers can bring the tag titles back to Impact as they take on Finn Juice. And the main event of the show is the press conference. And so we're at the press conference. What can I say? Go out of your way to watch it. I thought it was very effective. I thought it really worked. AEW and Omega taking the role as heels. They kind of got some things out of the way. Hey, whoever wins this thing, they're going to be obligated to wrestle on both shows and defend the championships that they win. Really good stuff. And of course, it ends in a bit of a scrum and a brawl, which I thought was kind of cliche. But beyond that, I thought the whole thing was really effective. Good job, Impact. It makes me a little less angry that I have to watch wrestling on a Thursday night, along with every other day of the week. So a solid output by Impact. Their audience is increasing again now that they're on Thursday, and I imagine that this show did them a lot of favors. Just as AEW's show, I think slowing things down and doing things in their own time did them a favor as they cracked 1.2 million. Let's see, maybe this Impact can get in there close to the 200,000 range. That would be nice. This has been Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling.